All right, this is Summer from Summer Sleep Secrets, and I'm here on my twin series, and we're talking about another struggle that could be happening, and it happens quite a bit to babies. It doesn't matter if they're single or twins or how many babies you have, but reflux is very common. Reflux is actually something that normally babies spit up. Let's just call it spit up. They spit up. But reflux is different. Reflux is actually painful. So if your babies show signs of when they spit up and then they cry, that can be considered reflux. So when this is happening, it could be that they need to burp sooner. If that teams it and you burp them sooner and then they relatch or they take the bottle again and they don't cry, then they're okay. But if this is a continuous problem and you're constantly fighting to feed them and they're pulling away from the bottle because it's pain, then we have a bigger problem and we definitely need them to be seen by their pediatrician. Colic is very rare, actually. I've actually only had like 2 cases in my entire 26 years where the baby truly turned at 5 o'clock in the evening or around 4 or 5 o'clock and cried until it was midnight. That's a real colic baby. That's like they're perfectly fine throughout the day, and then whatever happens, like the gas builds up, we're not sure. Babies have this like switch. So I don't typically really even talk much about colic. So most of the time it's like silent reflux or reflux. Let's touch a little bit on silent reflux. Silent reflux is GERDs when it comes up to the top of their mouth, and then you hear them re-swallow and you hear a gulp. And it could be 2 hours after they ate that they do this. And then it burns, so they scream out and you're like, what is going on? I just, they ate, they burped, they're changed. And it could have been that they burned and then went back down. So high saliva could be an issue if you see saliva. If their breath smells really strong and sour. If they are pulling from the breast or the bottle, away from the bottle, and it's like hurtful look on their face. And then also the scream and cry is different. A normal cry, you need to be aware of like the different cries, and we will get into that in a different video. But the cry for a reflux baby is different. It's much more pain related. And so how do you fix this? First off, diet is one way to fix it. You want to look up what could be potentially harming them with reflux. And so you want to look at your diet and see, is there anything you could take away? I never really truly suggest anything right off the bat. Maybe we continue working with it, but if you see it get worse, then we're going to be looking at things that you're eating as you nurse, what could be potentially going on. Some people have said that diet doesn't matter, and some do. Reflux is also hereditary. So babies with reflux, and if you have reflux or your husband has severe reflux, you want to know that your child could have it and then talk to your pediatrician. These are all things that we just did not think about when having a baby. All we wanted to do was just hold these babies. But then the afterward is always a little bit like, now what? Another thing to also look into is maybe the bottle isn't the right bottle. Different bottles have wide nipples. I never suggest wide nipple bottles. I always suggest the narrow, like Dr. Brown bottle. That's the original bottle, or another bottle type like that. So I hope this helps, and we're going to move on to our next struggles.